Right now at 6 on Connecticut's news station, police said this man got away from them once already. They don't want it to happen again, so we'll tell you what you can do to help find him.
And voters are rejecting a school budget in East Hampton. Angela Bavaro is joining us with what's next.
Also, state lawmakers have voted to expand voting access in Connecticut. We'll tell you the next steps.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. First at 6, get ready for another great day on tap.
Yep.
Good morning. Thanks so much for being with us and starting it off here. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lemmers. Yes, good morning. Expect the temperatures to only go up from here for the rest of the work week. So let's turn things over to meteorologist Matt Scott for those details. Still feeling like summer.
Yeah, and definitely going to really get a taste of summer later in the week. Good morning to you. A little fog now, a little smoke later. It's not the smoke from the wildfires that you see out there now. The dew points are up, but so are the temperatures as they build to 80 degrees today. And a big warm up followed by a big correction in the forecast. We'll talk about that coming up. There really is nothing to show you across the board, aside from some scattered low clouds, reducing the visibility just a little bit. Not a major deal. Flow is gently coming out of the southeast. Look at the scene in Groton right now. Yeah, there's a lot of soup out there with 50 degrees and a northeasterly wind. Your visibility, you can see at Chester at a quarter mile. The rest of the board is okay. So a couple of patches, especially in valley regions, with the temperatures in the 40s and the lower 50s right now. That's not too bad. Here's the smoke from the wildfires. Again, a second day of some scattered haziness in the skies later on, especially this afternoon. But sunshine warming us up nicely as the high schoolers get off the bus. Looking at the upper 70s. We'll talk about the rest of the week, how big those numbers are going to get coming up. Let's see how fast the road warriors are going this morning. Good morning, Lauren Zenzi.
Good morning, Matt. I have to say, when I was heading over the Glastonbury Bridge yesterday, I felt like I was smelling smoke, and I don't know if it was coming from the wildfires or not, but Matt had mentioned that.
Or your car.
Yeah. No, my car was not smoking. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you're having a great day. No crashes or incidents out there on the roadways. Let's bring you out into the capital city area. We do have some road work over on Route 2 as of right now, but other than that, all the road work for the overnight hours has cleaned up for the morning commute, which is some great news. Taking a live drive, I-84 westbound, East Hartford into the capital city will take you no time, 4 minutes. Traffic moving right at speed limit heading over the Bulkley Bridge. Things are looking good. Out in Waterbury, you can see very hazy out there, I-84 east and westbound. As we move things down into Fairfield County, starting to see the heavier volume build in the southbound side of I-95 in the Bridgeport-Fairfield area. But as we take a live look down in New Haven on I-95 and also down in Norwalk, things are looking great. We'll check back in on the roads coming up at 6:30. For now, Tim and Erica, I say good morning to you.
Lauren, thanks so much. Good morning to you. Well, this morning, Windsor Locks police are searching for a man who led them on a chase late last night. They say he may have a gun with him.
Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live in Windsor Locks right now with more on who police need your help finding. Brooke.
Well, officers say that Bruce Michaud was first wanted by state police for escaping a halfway house. But then yesterday, whenever they ended up spotting him, that suspect led officers on a chase and ultimately got away. Windsor Locks police say Michaud was originally arrested for possessing narcotics with the intention of selling them. He was living in a halfway house, but recently did not return to that house when he was supposed to, causing police to start searching. Police say they were also watching him already because he is suspected of dealing cocaine and fentanyl at a local motel. WLPD Sergeant Jeff Lamson tells us around 9 o'clock last night, the officers spotted that suspect, tried to apprehend him, but instead lost him after a 15-minute chase into Enfield. Police say they were not familiar with that neighborhood that the suspect led them into, so he was unfortunately able to get away. Officers say that the suspect has been seen with a gun in the past, and they assume that he may have one with him now. Now, this is where police need your help. They want you to look out for a silver Subaru Impreza. That's the car he was driving during the chase. If you see it, they want you to go ahead and report it. Investigators say their goal is to get his name and picture out to the public so more eyes are out looking for him. Now, one thing to mention is police say that this suspect is considered armed and dangerous. He did have a gun as recently as April, and I think that he may have one now. So if you do end up seeing someone or maybe someone that looks like him, go ahead and call your local police station. Do not try to apprehend him or try to stop him. Just get to a safe place and make sure authorities know who you're looking at. Live in Windsor Locks, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Brooke, thanks so much. We'll check back. In Berlin now, this morning, a man is dead after he was hit by a train, and police are trying to figure out why he was on the tracks in the first place. This happened along the tracks in the area of Kensington Road near Surrey Lane. Officers say a 24-year-old man was walking south on the tracks when he was hit by a CT Rail Hartford line train that was also heading south. In Waterbury, the search is on for whoever shot and killed a man early yesterday morning. Police say 24-year-old Javon Robinson was found on the ground near West Main Street just after midnight. Police are asking anyone with any information to give them a call.
New this morning from the state capitol. State senators passed a bill that would bring early voting to Connecticut next year. So it's now heading to Governor Lamont's desk. He is expected to sign it into law. And if it becomes law, it would mean there will be 14 days of early voting for a general election, 7 days for August state primaries, and 4 days before special elections or presidential primaries. Just moments after the final vote in the state Senate, Secretary of the State Stephanie Thomas released a statement saying, quote, "This is a pivotal moment for expanded voting access in Connecticut. Early voting will ensure all eligible voters have the flexibility they need to exercise their voting rights at the ballot box." Now, the Senate also passed another measure asking residents about whether the state constitution should be changed to allow for no excuse absentee voting. So you see, right now in Connecticut, voters are limited to specific excuses like being out of town on election day, being in active military service, or being sick. So voters will get to answer that question on the November 2024 ballot.
It's 6:06 right now and happening today. Hundreds of unionized group home workers are going to continue their protest at the state capitol. They've been demanding pay increases, affordable health insurance, and pensions. Union leaders are calling for an additional $200 million in the state budget to fund raises that they hope can eventually reach $25 an hour. Governor Lamont cited a proposed 2.5% rate hike for the industry, which he says is already being discussed in the budget. And also happening today, former state representative and West Haven official Michael DeMassa is set to be sentenced in Hartford. Now, this comes after he was accused of stealing more than $1 million for funds that were earmarked for COVID recovery. DeMassa pled guilty last year. His wife was sentenced back in March for her involvement in the embezzlement.
Well, this morning, a plan that would have cut about $800,000 from the East Hampton education budget is no longer moving forward.
Yeah, voters rejected that proposal in a referendum yesterday after weeks of strong opposition over potential staff cuts. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro was out there while voters were heading in to vote, and now he has the latest on what happens now.
Erica, Tim, good morning. Essentially, we're back at the start of this entire process. That education budget now goes back to the East Hampton Board of Finance for changes. And this, a big win for all those parents, the students, and the staff who packed the town council meetings over the past few weeks in opposition. Now, in that referendum yesterday, voters rejected that $35.6 million plan that was on the table, and they also voted it was too low. That budget included $800,000 in cuts from what the school district submitted for and would have led to eliminating teacher positions. The Board of Finance citing factors like unfunded mandates, rising costs, and the effort to maintain a low tax base in making that decision to slash funding. Some voters agreeing with that, but the majority did not.
Considering the current economic situation, it felt fair. Both the town and the education system are getting increases.
The Board of Education in East Hampton did not add a single line item to their budget. They didn't ask for a single thing extra than they did the last year, which, by the way, was also a bare bones budget.
The superintendent now calling for compromise. He says he is hopeful to at least get some funding back to bring back 3 classroom teachers. Now, a big note, it could still take several weeks for the Board of Finance to put forth that new budget proposal that will then go to the town council. So essentially, we restart this process. Tim, Erica, back to you.
Angelo, thank you.